Okay, so welcome back. This is the second day, the fourth video. If things go according to plan, then we are going to have 10 meetings, right? And each meeting will have, I guess, 3 videos, each one for about 1 hour. Uh, Today we are going to start actually programming, but before we do that, we also have to install things. And before that, I would like to show you a little bit about the assignments. This is the repository the central repository of the course. As you can, this is where you own all of your opened issues. I see there are now 3 issues. One of them is when I was looking for the volunteers, and I guess 2 issues where I had some responses and people didn't react yet. Okay, I wanted to show you something, but I'm not sure that I can now. Actually, I can. I see. Okay, so one thing that I wanted to show you is that I added each one of you here. This is a link to your homepage, actually, the one that you created. This is the repository of that homepage. You are going to create for the assignments from now on. I mean, part of the assignment will be probably also to keep a little bit updated your homepage and add some stuff. So you will do it on your homepage, and you will have a separate repository for the programming assignments. So you won't put it in the same repository, the same GitHub repository as your homepage, because the homepage is not really about the course. There were a couple of people who wrote on the web page that it's for the course. It's not really, okay? So this is where I ask for it, but it's hopefully you will be able to use this later on as well. Sorry, so that's what should be in your mind when you're updating it and improving it, that it's your presence on the web now. And so we'll have a separate repository, and I will put it here, and then we'll at the end of the course where you're going to create a project that will have probably a separate repository again. And this status is just for me later on to mark if everything was done already or not. So it's not that interesting. So I add the links here, and it will be good because each one of you will be able to look at the website of other people, and that will be part of the assignment as well. I have put here a file that I keep changing, I keep updating, where I put my plans for the next day, so I can look at it and I don't forget too much of what I wanted to show. So I wanted to little bit review the assignment, and then how to follow and how to start a GitHub page. So yeah, I don't know if you can go into the pages of some people. Okay, just go ahead. Nice page, whatever. You don't have a lot of information here yet, but you will have. Okay, so I won't go over. You can go over all the pages and all the people. It's interesting to see the various what people do beyond actually what they do for their studies and what beyond the studies. When you go to a project, a GitHub project, if you are the owner, okay, like here I am the owner, or in your case, or repositories, the ones that you created, you are the owner, then you get notified by email at various events, like if someone opens an issue or later on a pull request or things like this, then you get a notification. On the other hand, on this project, which is my project, you don't get any notification. You can change that, and I would like you to change it so you get notified when things happen in this repository. Later on, you can turn that down. So here on the UI of the repository, there is you can decide how much information you'd like to get from that specific project, from that specific repository. For me, this is the default, because for your own repositories, the default is all activity. And for other repositories, let's see if I go here. And let's say I go back to Adam and I click on his repository. In this case, in his repository, I have this is the default, okay? Because this is not, I don't own this repository. So the default is participating and mention. So I will be notified. I can change that to get notified on all activities. So I would recommend you that if there is a project in general that is interesting to you, then go ahead and change this so you get notification. And later, if you're fed up, if you get too many notifications, you can change it back, of course, no problem. And I would like you to also follow to turn off the notifications on the project of the course, so you will get email notification. I think there's also in the settings somewhere where you have these global settings of whether you get emails or don't get emails. But by default, I think you get the emails. So that's one thing. That's how you can get notified when something happens in a project. The other thing that people can do on GitHub is starring projects. So you can click here. I can go to Adam again, so I won't do it on my own project. I can go here and star it, okay? And now his repository has 1 star. And then if I don't like that anymore, then I can remove it, okay? And I don't know what is this here. What else? Something else, I don't know. So I'll have to check that because that's interesting. And anyway, I would like all of you, to go and star the repository now, and then also to watch it. Okay, so get all the notifications. If for nothing else, you will see what happens with all these notifications, and then later you can turn down. And I remind you, this is sort of important because you will at one point, maybe not immediately after the course, but later on, you will participate in projects because you are going to use various of these libraries that other people develop, and then you would like to follow somehow to see when they make some changes or and so on, because you're going to use those libraries, let's say, for your own work. So it's a good thing to know how to do this. These stars, actually, one more thing about this. So you can go, which is an interesting thing. But you might ask what's the point of these stars? It's like a like thing on I don't know, whatever social network you're using. And what might be interesting is that there is this. If I clicked here, so I clicked on the top left. This is called the hamburger, the menu. So I clicked on it, and there is this explore thingy. And on the explore page, I can, and actually I starred several topics. You can go to you can find the topic here, okay, or you can go to trending. Oh, that's the interesting one that I wanted to. So the stars are going to give you, if you get more stars, your repository will be trending, okay? And some people, and that's sort of the social aspect of this GitHub, some people follow repositories that are trending, and then they'll see, oh, there's something interesting, and some interesting project is going on. So that's just it. It can be an interesting thing to explore things and find interesting projects. And here, if you click on topics, then you can find again. Let's say we were looking for. Well, you can pick anything here, and then I think that there's a problem that you can't search here. Okay, so you just scroll through all the topics. But actually, what I do when I look for something, and I say click on some random topic, and then at the top I change this. Here at the top it says JavaScript, but let's say I write it Python, because that's the topic I'm interested in, and then it will give me the, I don't know, 400,000 public repositories with Python. Okay, back to our project. So GitHub. /subgov/ this is it. And so what's the next thing I wanted to do? Let's see the plan. Yeah, so we need to install Python, and then we'll need to install the Visual Studio Code in order to write code. When we say Python, programming in Python actually, so the word Python means a lot of different things. For biologists, it's probably an animal, right? For comedy lovers, that's the Monty Python. The name of the programming language is also Python. It comes from Monty Python, but the logo is actually a snake, just so confusing people. Anyway, when we are talking about writing in Python, I don't know what really people understand who are not Python programmers yet, or not programmers yet, when you say writing in Python, because you're not writing in something which is called Python. You are. It's like when I say writing in Python, it's like saying writing in English or writing in Hebrew. It's a language. Okay, you need an editor. So if you want to write some text, you need a word processor or an email client where you can type in your text. Okay. For programming, you need some kind of an editor which is more specific for programming. Word is not good because Word has all these fancy things. It's not good for programming. There are many simple editors for programming. For Python, the most commonly used ones are the Visual Studio Code and PyCharm. And I used to use PyCharm, but it's too heavy. It takes a lot of resources of the computer. So most recently, or a couple of years already, I've been using either Visual Studio Code, the one that we are going to download, or I personally use an editor called Vim or VI, which I don't recommend for beginners, and that's why we are going to use VS Code. There are other ways to write Python code, and we probably will see even already today the Jupyter Notebook, which is another way to write Python. So I will need to update this repository, right? I will need to keep updating. Actually, I have to move from the plan to the README file the topics that we covered. So we'll have this nice, I don't know if you like it, but I put here these notes here. So maybe they are helpful. By the way, I would really like to thank the two people who sent me the timestamps. I would definitely like to have these timestamps for the upcoming videos as well. I put them here as well, so you will be able to search the text here. And also put it on the videos. So under the videos, you actually have the links. If you go to one of the videos, you will see that there are links to the actual timestamps, so you can get easily to that part. Here, they don't have the link, it's just the text. Okay, so I would like to be able to edit these pages. And for that, I need to bring locally this repository, just like we did in the last hour, in the last meeting. So I come here to this repository, click on the code thingy. It's selected SSH, so it's good. I copy it, and I need to open the git bash like we did earlier. Okay, this is really small, so let me try to enlarge this whole thing. Yes, okay, it's getting normal size. Okay, so I need to change directory to the C work, right? Where I personally put all my projects there. And if I type in dir, or dir, I think they say in English or American, you might recall this is the repository that I created last week for the website of the Code Maven, of the CM demo user. Now I'm going to clone here, git clone. This, how do I paste here? Paste, okay. So I'm going to clone here this repository. Behind the scene, I replaced the public key a little bit because in order to make this work, but you shouldn't worry about it. So now I have both of these. If you are on Linux, by the way, actually, funny, I use the dir even though I'm actually in a bash shell. I could use ls. So in this bash, I can use ls minus l. And this is the same that you would use on Linux or on Mac OS. You don't have dir. Okay, so I have these two repositories now, and I'm going to edit the file in this Viz Python course, and I push it out the changes. Okay, but I need the editor, right? The Visual Studio Code. So I'm going to open the browser. I search for VS Code. I got to Visual Studio Code. I would like to pay attention, make you pay attention. It's not Visual Studio. There are two things Microsoft produced. An older one is called Visual Studio, which is heavy, and I think you have to pay for it. And Visual Studio Code, which is much more lightweight, and it's free. And we are using this one. Okay, so I clicked on, because I'm running on Windows, I clicked it and download it, and open the file. And then I think, yes, so I'm sorry, it's really small. So it wants me, and don't need anything really here. Yeah, okay. Okay, so it's installing. I just accepted the defaults and it's installing. So I need this editor where I'm going to be able to type in Python. Now, you might have seen, if you're using MATLAB, okay, people who wrote MATLAB or R, in both of them, they are an integrated system. So you would probably download MATLAB, the application, and that's it. You don't need anything else. You edit inside, you run inside, you do everything there. Same with the R, I think it's called R Studio. With most other programming languages, that's not the way we are writing. We have a separate thing that can compile or run the program, and the separate thing where you edit the program. So that's why we need two. So we have this Visual Studio Code, and I'm going to open. So there are lots of things where you will need with this editor. You can edit individual files with it, but mostly we are working on projects. So the way I start using it is I go to File, and I say Open Folder. That's what I use, okay? I'm sure there are all kind of other ways to use this, okay? So I say Open Folder, and then I go and find not the CM demo, but the Viz Python course, okay? So the one that I just cloned. Now, in your case, what you will do is you will create a separate repository on GitHub. You would put it, let's say, put a README file in there, and then clone that repository and use that repository. And the name of the repository could be anything, basically. It will be your assignments or your exercises or whatever you call it, okay? And you will send me the link later on, so I will know where your assignments are, your solutions are. So I clicked here, and so far I have these files, so now I can make these editing things. I click on the plans, sorry. Okay, this is the README, this is the plans. Okay, yeah, right. I already put in the day too. So I'm going to copy these ones because I mentioned them, and I move them to the README file. Okay, to the end. Okay, so we have day 2. Okay, and I think I'm not sure if it's configured to be auto-saving. I don't remember. Uh-oh. Something happened to my microphone. I hope that you're still hearing me and you're hearing me well. If suddenly the sound goes away or it becomes bad, then please tell me, or because it changes, because it seems that the connectivity of my microphone had some issues. Okay, so I made these changes now. Okay, I moved from the plans, I moved to the README some lines, just in case. And so now I'm looking at how Git sees it. So you see, when we cloned it, it created this folder, and then I can type in cd to change directory in the folder. Now you remember, I am very lazy. Maybe I don't even want to start typing it. So I press tab here, and it doesn't do anything. Actually, yes, it showed me the two folders that are there, but it didn't provide me anything. So I have to start typing the name, and then I press the tab key, and it auto completes the name. Good. Now I am inside. Now let's see what Git says. Git status now says that there are two files which are modified. Okay, and so while I'm showing you how to get started programming, I keep using Git, so you will get used to it. Wait a second, someone wrote something, and okay, that you are hearing me. Okay, good. So here it says that two files were changed, and so at this point, let's say I would like to commit these changes and push and make them available on the website. Okay, but before I do, I would like to understand what actually were the changes. So I can type in git diff, okay, and it will show the changes that were made. And that's what you can see here is the plans file changed, okay, and actually these are the lines that were changed. I don't go into the details. What you can see is that these lines start with minus and are also in red. These were removed. And on the other hand, in this file, in the README file, I see that there are lines with plus sign. I can scroll further, plus sign, and they are in green, and they were added. Okay, so I can review the changes I made. And it's important because often what you will do is you're working in a project, you made some changes, you closed your computer, you went on vacation, you got back, and then you don't remember what you did, and it's still there. Okay, so you like to see, okay, what were the last changes I made? So Git diff can help you with that. I don't need a full vacation in order to forget what I did. Okay, I usually manage to forget within 10 minutes. So it's very useful to see what I changed. So this is what I did. Now I would like to commit them. And I think what I showed you earlier is that I have to say git add and then the name of the files. So here I would say plans and then also readme. And this command would mark them and as being staged. But if I don't want to give all the names of the files, I could also type instead of that git add dot. And git add dot says just add everything which has changed or which is new to the staging area. So now if I type in git status again, you can see that they are what does it say? It's changes to be committed. And it says that you can unstage them. So they are marked in the staging area to be committed. You can actually remove them from the staging area or unstage them or mark them that they are not staged if you decide otherwise. But for now, I can just say git commit -m and say go with the plan. Okay, something. Okay, I don't have a very clever thing to say here. Now, if I run git status again, it says everything is fine. Okay, everything is committed. There's no changes here, nothing to commit. Working tree is clean. That's the whole thing. But it also says that my branch, okay, your branch is talking to me. My branch is ahead of the origin main. Origin is the name of the remote repository on GitHub where we cloned the thing from. And the branch where I'm in is called main. In some projects, in older projects, the default branch was called master. These days, the default branch is called main. The actual name of these branches doesn't really matter. You just have to know what is the central branch of your project, and then you will later on, as you work with Git projects, you will see what these branches are good for. They are branches like trees have branches. Okay, so it's locally I made the change. Now I can git push out, and if everything works as I planned, yes, it pushed out. And now if I go back to the website, which page? This one? No, that's where am I? Sorry, too many browser windows. If I go back here and reload it, and actually go to the plans, then you can see that it's gone from there. And if we scroll down in the README to the end, then you can see it's there. Okay, so this is nice how we make progress with our thing. Now later on, you will be able to use version controls, so Git, from the editor itself. You won't have to go to the command line. But for now, I want you to see how it's done on the command line so you understand the separate commands as they are, and then you can figure out how to use it from the editor. So the next thing that we wanted to do is that I thought I'm going to do is install Python, but instead of that, I started with the installation of Visual Studio Code. I will do that. Here, I just would like to add the link. Okay, so I'm going to add the link to Visual Studio Code, which was this, well, not exactly the full link. I put it here. I don't need the old end, so I'm just removing it. Okay, so this is going to be a link. Now, once we will also need Python in order to actually make sense of programming. Okay, so I can actually already, so okay, I don't actually need Python installed on my computer in order to write Python programs. Okay, I could come here to the editor, yes, and create a new file. How do I create a new file? File, new file. Let's say I call it, how do I call it? Hello world.py. Okay, Python file has this extension, .py. Okay, it asks me where to save it. Now, immediately it offers the folder, the main folder where that I opened with Visual Studio Code. But what I would like to do, and I don't remember how to do this in here. Okay, how can I do this? Oh, here. Right click and then new folder. And here I'm going to call it day 02. Okay, and I'm going to put this hello world in day 02 just to make a little bit, make it a little bit more organized. I think it will be better. I'm not sure, but let's go with this. So I created a folder and put the file there. Okay. Now at the bottom, right, you can see, do you want to install the recommended Python extension? And yes, I would like to install it. So install. Now, while it's installing, I can explain that if you go to the left-hand side of the Visual Studio Code, you will see this one, this icon, these blocks. These are the extensions. So by default, Visual Studio Code knows all kinds of things, how to edit, but doesn't know any of the languages usually. Okay, it might know how to edit plain text files, but doesn't have this. I mean, I could edit, okay? I don't really need even this addition. I could just write a Python code, but this extension helps me a great deal writing Python. So I really recommend you that you also install it. Okay, so I installed it, whatever, it gives me all kind of explanations. Good, I can close this window now, and now it knows that it's some Python code, so I write here some Python code, print, and in parentheses I say, hello world. Okay, this is quite a common thing to do, to print hello world as the first thing you do with any programming language. Okay, and then I Control S, I think I need to save it. Maybe it's configured to autosave now. I don't remember. So good. Okay, how can we run this? Okay, so I can write Python code even though I didn't install Python yet. I just installed the editor and some addition that helps me make sense my Python code. By the way, what it does, it knows, let's say, how to color the text. So different parts of the program will have different color. Like you see the command print has one color, and the text, which is in quotes, has some different text and color and so on. So how do I run this program? Now I will show you first on the command line, on the CMD prompt, and then I'll show you inside the editor, okay? What you can do at this point, you don't, so in order to run the program, okay, you don't need the editor, right? What I said is that in order to program in Python, basically you need two things: an editor where you type in the stuff, and the compiler, executor, whatever we call it, interpreter, that can run the program. So now we downloaded the editor, the VS Code, we wrote the program, fine. We don't need the editor anymore in order to run the program, okay? So I could close it. And this is the reason I'm going to show you outside of this editor. So you'll see that I don't actually need the editor anymore. I won't uninstall it, of course, because I don't want to waste my time and your time. So I would like to run it. Now I go back. I clicked on the window key and I type in CMD. And I think we saw this once already. Okay. And here I need to go into the folder where I have my files. Okay. So some of people put it in their home directory. I put it in the C work folder. No, sorry, just work. Okay, where the C thing is when I'm inside the bash. Confusing, I know. So I change directory to this work folder. I can run dir. Okay, I can see the two folders, the two projects. I go in cd, change directory into this one. Again, I run the dir. You don't have to run the dir. It's only helpful for me to see what's in here. You see the day 2 folder. So I go in there. And yes, cd day 2. And now if I write, we can see the Python program here. So I can write now Python. This is how I should be able to run. And run the program. But it doesn't run because Python was not found. Okay, I didn't install Python on my computer yet. Actually, if I type now where Python, it will tell me that there is a Python exe on the computer. And if you're using Mac or Linux, then instead of where, you would use the command which, this one, this which, okay? This is just different commands on Windows and different command on Linux, Mac to find where is some program installed on your computer. So I asked where is Python, and it says it's here. But, and this is again still, I think I mentioned it last week, that especially the beginning part, when we are installing things, that's going to be confusing. So it is. So it says that there is a Python exe on my computer, but just before it says it's not there. This is some strange thing that Microsoft does. It puts a Python exe on my computer, which is not really Python. It only things it does, it just prints this text. Okay, so Microsoft basically tells me, okay, here is a Python, but it only just a promise of having Python. Now you go and install it, and you could install Python from the Microsoft Store, as it says. It's like the if you have an Android, you have the what is it called? The Play Store, right? And where you install applications. Microsoft has the same idea, this Microsoft Store, where you can install stuff from. Maybe you know it already. I don't know. I don't use Windows much, so I'm not really familiar with this. I personally really don't want to use this. Instead, I'm going to download Python from the community page. So I open a new window and type in python.org. This is the homepage of Python. We have already seen this. And here you can have download, and it says Python 3.12.3. That's the most recent version. If you already have Python on your computer, then you don't need to download and install one. Okay, so at least if you have something like at least 3.7, I think. That's sort of the minimum required for this course, because we are using things that are only in 3.7. Nothing in this course actually requires anything newer than 3.7, as far as I know. Okay? So if you don't have Python, install the most recent one. If you have a Python 2 or a very old Python, then we might need to talk, okay, and figure out what to do, because especially on Windows, it's not fun to have two installations of Python. Okay, but let's say you don't have Python, so we just as I didn't have, so you clicked here, you downloaded it, and then it says open file. So it's running the installation, and it says install now. Okay, install now. And here is something, okay? So I don't know if there is this checkbox, add Python exe to pass. Don't forget to check this, okay? If you have already run this program and you didn't check it, then we'll have to deal with it, okay? But we'll see, okay? I'm checking it, okay? And then I click on install now. And it's installing. Any questions so far?
Yes. Do you hear me?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
I think I have Python on my computer, but I cannot see the version. Like I don't manage to access to it, and I'm not sure like
Okay. Do you have Windows or Mac or
Windows.
Windows? Okay. I'll show you. I'll continue this, and then I
Okay.
come back to you. Okay, and I ask if
Thank you.
someone needs help. Okay, and then we switch to your screen and see how to fix things. Okay. Anyone else? It takes some time. Other questions? Okay. Setup was successful. Great. Close. Okay. Now, if I go back to the same window and I type in where Python, it still doesn't see it. Okay. Why? Because you remember I told you to check that checkbox, with the path. So we checked it, it changed the configuration, but that configuration doesn't apply to existing windows. So I need to go and start a new one. Let's see what happens. I clicked on the window key, CMD, and I pipe here where Python. And you see now we have two lines. One, the one that we had earlier. I can move the window so you can see that this is the same as we had earlier. Yes, okay. Can you see the second line is the same as we had earlier? But the first line is the one that actually we installed now. Okay, so it sees both of them now, but it sees the I can't grab this one now. Okay, now if I type in Python minus I always forget minus capital V, then it shows me the version number. I could also type in Python minus version. Don't type it by Python minus V. If I just type in lowercase v, then you get some horrible output. And then these three arrows. Okay, and you get out of it by typing exit. And then you get even more garbage. Okay, so what you need to do here is type in Python capital V or minus version to see what is the version number of your Python program. Okay, and now I switch back to this other window and I close this because I don't need the old one. It's not, okay, that was before I installed. So last thing before, what time is it? 43, okay. I changed directory again because I opened a new window, so I have to go to the folder, see work. I don't, you see, earlier I made this CD for each folder separately. But actually, I can type in the whole thing or allow Windows to autocomplete, and then I can CD there. Now I can type in Python and the name of the program I have, Hello World, enter, and it prints out Hello World, just as I was hoping for. Okay, good. Back to here. What were the plans? So the plan was to type in hello world and then go on and welcome someone else using input. Okay. Good. I think what we were going to do now is we're going to have a break and then yeah, so I stop talking now. I stop sharing. If any of you have questions, if you need help with the installation, with any of this that we did now, then let's do it. And in the meantime, and we start again at 10 o'clock, okay? So whoever needs to be here because has questions, please stay, and we'll stop the video only after that. If you don't have any questions, you don't feel okay, then you can already. I mean, I don't see you anyway, so maybe you do not hear anyway. Okay.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So I'm using Python on Mac. I just downloaded it.
Okay.
I opened up my terminal to find it. But I'm having trouble actually finding it on my
Okay.
terminal.
So the best would be if you could share your screen, but before you
Okay.
do, reminder, it's
Yeah.
recorded. So if anything, don't
Yeah.
want to share. We just had someone ask me to remove a video that she's
Yeah.
sharing something on that she later thought that it's whatever private. So
Okay. I think this is fine. It's just a big mess here. So
okay.
here's my I have a lot of things open. So here's my terminal. I saw on Chat GPT, which is my new best friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. That's how I do everything these days. That I couldn't use which, so it's Python version.
Yeah.
Um, so I'm gonna try it now. Python 3, I think.
Yeah. Okay.
But
So
there's no
it's here.
okay.
It's there.
Okay, but I couldn't in the installation, I couldn't add the path. So I don't know. if I need to do anything further. There in the Mac installation, there's no add path.
So type in which Python 3 now.
Okay.
So first of all, it's which and not where, okay, because you're on Mac.
On Mac, yeah.
Okay. And second, it's Python 3 because on Windows, they are all called Python. On Linux and Mac, the Python is the name that they are usually using for Python 2, and the name Python 3 is usually used for Python 3.
Okay.
Okay.
So I found it here. But now I guess I don't know if I need to do anything further as far as adding the path goes, or
it seems that it automatically adds it.
okay, amazing.
So it didn't even ask you.
Okay,
Actually, that doesn't make much sense not to add it. So I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, but then if I want to, so I made my Python script.
Okay.
So then if I want to now use my terminal, how do I
so change directory to wherever that thing the file is?
To change the directory? In the directory, I don't actually know how to do that on Mac.
CD, it's like what we did. So you type in CD.
Yeah.
And where did you put it? The file?
In my documents. So then basically so then the next step would just be to copy the path into here.
Yeah, but you can actually, what you can try to do, you can say CD and then space tilde.
Which one? Tilde.
It's called tilde. It's the curly thing next to the number 1.
Okay. Oh yeah. Okay.
That represents your home directory on Linux and Mac.
Slash.
The other slash.
I think it's the other one. Yeah.
Yeah. Now capital D probably. And DO. So it's documents, I guess. So press tab.
No.
No, nothing.
Oh, tab. Here you go.
Yeah. Okay. So documents. So type in a C and then it will auto-complete.
Okay.
So do you have a subfolder there, or it's right there?
Yeah, it should be. I think Python course.
Okay.
Okay, and
you
then
don't have to type the whole thing. You just start it and then tab.
Okay. Terminal would like to access. Okay. Great. Okay. Yep.
Okay. Enter.
Enter.
Now ls minus L is good.
ls.
ls is listing and space minus L.
Space.
Yeah, no, it's okay. Now you can see what I saw in the editor.
Okay.
And the name of the file is print hello world.
Yes.
That's not a good idea. The name of the file should be just, let's say, hello world or X or whatever. Doesn't really matter. But it's not the program, right?
Yes.
So my suggestion is that you go to the editor, go back to the editor and close this window. And the X, no, not the whole thing. You don't need.
Just this?
X,
okay.
Yeah, right?
Yep.
And now go to the terminal and type in MV.
MV.
It's move. Space.
The
name of the file. You start by P and then type the letter P and then it's print. It starts with print. So P and tab.
Okay.
You see it puts all kind of these backslashes because it needs to what we call escape the special characters. And now type in the good name. Let's say hello.py.
Hello.py. Okay.
Yeah.
And then enter.
And enter. Yeah.
Great.
Okay. So now if you type in ls, you will see that. No, just ls and enter. It's there. So now you can type in Python and the name of the file.
Python. And then hello.
Yes. Just remember on Mac, it's case sensitive. So and enter.
Okay.
Python 3, sorry. Python 3.
Oh, right. Thank you so much.
Wait. Delete this whole thing. Press the up arrow. And now go and with the left arrow, go and
yeah, great.
Be lazy, okay? That's what I'm trying to teach.
Yeah.
Okay. So
there we go.
Okay, so there is an error in your code, okay? but
Okay.
you could run it, okay?
Oh, so it needs to have the what's it called? The parentheses.
Parentheses, yes, yeah. Now you can go back to the editor, and then
Okay.
I would switch to someone else. Okay, now we can see it. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, it's very helpful. It always puts both sides of the parentheses, and then you
okay.
have
There we go.
okay.
Thanks.
You don't need to close it anymore. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, okay.
Oh, I could have gone up. It's okay, whatever. I'll just do it like this.
Yeah.
Yay! Thank
Okay.
you. Perfect.
You're welcome.
All right. Okay, I'll
Next
stop
person.
Yes.
sharing.
Yeah.
Mazal. Yeah, right?
Mazal is the next. Okay, I will be after Mazal.
No, I don't know. I just saw the name. Whoever spoke to me.
It was me.
Okay. So then please, because you were the first one.
Okay,
Okay.
so I will share my screen. Okay, so I did this Python version thing, and it's 3.7, as you can see.
No, it's fine.
And if I want to have the new one, how can I delete the old version?
So it's a bit frightening, but let's try it. Okay. So you have, as you can see, the where Python shows the first line. It says it's Anaconda.
Yeah,
So I personally don't like Anaconda so much. You could uninstall the whole Anaconda thing, or you could install the new Python, and the path will be it will put the path as the first path in your system, and then you wouldn't need to uninstall this one. But if you want to uninstall, then probably what you need to do, this is a Windows machine, right? You go,
yeah.
you start, you click on start, and search for uninstall. I don't know. Yeah, uninstall. No. Uninstall. I don't know. I don't know which one, because you don't want to uninstall Zoom. Applicatio. No,
This one?
I'm not sure.
Let's see. I don't know what it is. No.
I don't want you to uninstall all kind of.
Yeah, it's fine. Wait, let
I'm a
me.
little bit scared actually with this, because 2 years ago we had a student who installed something and then uninstalled, and it removed everything from her computer, including all the
Oh,
pictures of her wedding.
no. It will be.
So it was
Okay, so
a bit
here,
scary.
I think I found.
You found it. You found it. Yeah.
Yeah, so I can delete it from here.
Yeah, I guess if you don't need it, then yes,
Okay.
exactly. And then once it's done, then you can go through the process of
Okay.
installing. Okay?
Okay, perfect. So now I will install as you showed.
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
It might, especially uninstalling this Anaconda while Zoom is running, might take some time.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you. Yes.
So come back if you need more help. Okay?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Someone else?
Yeah, me, please. So actually, I already use the Visual Studio, and it already connect to my computer and my terminal. So, I'm lucky, but I'm trying. I mean, I'm now in the current host of my lab, and I want to connect to the Git host, and I think I did that, but I'm not sure, and I would like you to see and help me with
Okay,
this.
share your screen. Just
Okay.
one thing, you said Visual Studio, but I think people will freak out if other people. It's Visual Studio Code, okay?
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Don't,
Yeah,
don't shorten this one. Don't shorten it, because that's a different product.
okay, I'm sorry.
No problem, no problem. It's just I understand that people want to shorten all kind of things. This one is actually a different product, and that people get confused of what are you using.
Yeah,
Usually people call it VS Code, I think.
VS Code, yeah.
So if you want to make it shorter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Get started with VS Code. You're right.
Yeah, okay.
So this is my VS Studio code.
VS Code.
Yeah. And now like I want to connect. I mean, I understand that you in the website you need to do what you show us in the previous lesson, that we
Yeah.
need to copy this SSH code. So I did that, and
But
you
yeah, don't do this in the editor for now. Okay. Okay. So the thing is, I personally never did it in the editor, so I'm not sure how to do it. Okay. Other
okay.
people, and that's partially because I really like working on the command line, and I think it's way more powerful than anything, and it's very useful for you to learn.
I
So
understand.
so
Okay.
probably you will find out how to do this in from the editor. For now, do it on the command line, please.
Okay, so but this is look, I see my Git here
Yeah.
already.
Okay. So you need to clone the other one as well. So you go to the terminal.
The terminal of the Visual Studio,
No. This one.
okay.
And then just type in pwd, so we know where we are.
Yeah, in my
That's
in
your
my
home directory.
yeah.
And
Mhm.
do you have this other folder here right here, or do you have some?
Yeah, I have folder. I mean, I have download like the other one that I mean,
Where
yeah.
is the other one? Where's the other repository?
Okay, this is my
Okay.
this is my file in my home directory. So I
Okay.
have desktop, documents, downloads, and so on.
Okay. So the other repository is in the downloads.
The other repository of what? Of the course?
Your homepage. Your homepage.
I think in I mean, I think in the desktop or documents.
Okay, so go to the, let's see, I don't know. We have to, I mean, it doesn't really matter where you put it, okay? Really.
Okay, so let's put it.
Okay,
Okay, so in desktop.
okay, so go to CD desktop. Just remember capital D here because it's case sensitive. No, sorry. The CD is good. The desktop
Yeah.
is capital D.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, okay.
Maybe documents it will be better. Sorry.
Okay,
Okay.
okay, enter.
Yeah, good.
Now you type in git clone, git space clone space, and then you paste the URL that you copied from the yes.
Yeah, with okay, like that. Okay, nice.
Yeah, but this is, wait a second. This is the URL for your GitHub page.
Yeah.
But so what I would like you to do is to create a, I mean, you already have it locally, right? That's what you showed in the editor, no?
This one, yeah.
Yes, so you already have it. You don't need that one. The code, the exercises, the assignments, for that you will create a new repository.
Oh, so I need to create. Oh, yeah. You said that for the
On
exercise.
GitHub, create a new repository with a README file in it, which has nothing in it, and then clone that one.
Okay.
Okay, because we don't want to put code in there. This is just one course, right? It's nothing to do with your homepage.
Yeah, so I will do that. I think I will figure it out.
Okay.
Yeah.
And later on, if you need help, then we can get back. Now it's 10 o'clock, as I see, but I need to stop the video for a couple of minutes, and I'll need a 5 minutes break. Okay. Anyone else needs to ask a question, by the way?
I have a very small one.
Okay, so before I...
Yeah. So I tried to download and you said something important about the checkbox and I don't remember what was it?
Can you show?
Yeah.
You're on Windows, right?
Yeah. Okay, so you can see my screen.
Yeah, there is the checkbox here.
This one?
The lower one, especially the lower one is important, yes.
Okay, and that's it. And now I can continue
The install now, yeah.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, so I stop the video now. And if I find the button, yeah. and then in 5 minutes, okay? So I can also have a little break.